Welcome to Albany Leadership Charter School for Girls 2022 Commencement. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for the National Anthem and the African American National Anthem. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets crackled there, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring, ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun, let us march on to victory is won.
Please be seated.
Good evening, honored guests, parents, family members and friends, members of the Board of Trustees, and esteemed faculty and staff. It is my distinct honor and pleasure to welcome you to the Albany Leadership Charter School for Girls Commencement Ceremony for the graduating class of 2022. In September of 2018, the class of 2022 arrived as bright-eyed first-year students to begin their high school journey at Albany Leadership. And although their high school experience at Albany has not exactly been, and although their high school experience has not exactly been what they imagined it would be these past 4 years, I believe that these young women are amongst the strongest and most resilient of any Albany leadership graduating class. As I prepared my remarks for this evening, most prevalent in my mind was the realization that this is now the third graduation that we have celebrated during the pandemic. This means that 3 out of the 4 high school years for the class of 2022 has been impacted by the pandemic. In June of 2020, none of us could fathom that our lives could still be impacted so significantly and that we would continue to be challenged in such unimaginable ways. As with most adversity that we overcome, however, we can feel proud and accomplished today, knowing that we drew upon strength and determination that we may not have even known we had in us. Parents and family members, thank you for your partnership throughout this often challenging journey. This accomplishment belongs just as much to you today as it does your graduate. Because of your never-ending commitment to her success and the many sacrifices you have made to give her this opportunity. Children may not always have the ability to see or understand the devotion and love that it takes to place their needs and aspirations above your own, but they will come to appreciate it and know that they would not be here without you. Thank you, members of our Board of Trustees. We value and appreciate your dedication to the Albany leadership family and school community, as well as your commitment to our school and our mission. Finally, I would like to recognize our dedicated Albany leadership faculty and staff. Thank you for continuing to persevere. This work is demanding and at times feels thankless. You have been pushed beyond the normal limits of what human beings should be expected to endure over these past 3 years, but you kept going and kept pushing to support all of your students in crossing that finish line, knowing that the reward is seeing another Albany leadership class walk across the stage and receive their diplomas. Your accomplishments as teachers and staff are many and often extend outside of the classroom or building walls. You offer clubs, coach sports, attend field trips, stay after school hours, including Saturday school, and spend countless hours planning and counseling students. You deserve this upcoming break more so than ever. I commend you and thank you once again for everything you do. Graduates, through your collective and individual experiences, you now truly embody our clear values of college and career readiness, leadership, empowerment, accountability, and resolve and resiliency. You can look back now and reflect upon how you have grown through what you have endured, and also upon what has been lost. You have risen up through some of the most difficult challenges in life, so now realize that your potential has no bounds, and that there is really nothing that you cannot do. Take all of this experience with you as you go forth in confidence with the knowledge that you can persevere and accomplish the unimaginable. I am so very proud of each and every one of you, and I know that you will achieve everything that you set your mind to. I'd like to leave you with a quote to reflect upon from Mahatma Gandhi. Strength does not come from winning. When you go through hardships and decide not to surrender, that is strength. Congratulations, Albany Leadership Class of 2022. Now, as I'm sure most of you already know, Albany Leadership proudly welcomed our first class of 6th graders this past fall, and we look forward to welcoming a new cohort of 6th graders this upcoming fall as our current 6th graders move up to 7th grade. With 2 buildings to manage, as our middle school is now set to be located at 75 Park Avenue here in Albany, I have transitioned solely to the position of CEO for Albany Leadership. Thus, it is also my distinct honor and pleasure to now introduce to you our new high school principal, whom I trust implicitly with leading us onward and upward, Dr. Nicole Jones.
I love it, thank you. That was nice, I like that. So let me just begin by saying once again, congratulations, class of 2022. It is, all right, let's do that. It's an honor and a privilege for me to just begin my service here at Albany Leadership so that I can serve students and families. The opportunity to serve young women, one more time, I don't take it lightly at all. It's just something that is inside of me. To make this journey to go back to an all-girls school, high school, at a time where we are now watching our society, our policymakers now push women further and further back into the background. So as we're witnessing the rights of women being ignored by these politicians and policymakers, it's that much more important that we encourage and empower these young women so that they can recognize their power. Their power will be so much more important so that we can make the changes that are necessary. So I am proud to introduce one of those powerful young women, the class of 2022 Salutatorian, Michaela Davis.
Good evening, guests, family, friends, class of 2022 graduates, and our guest speaker, Angela Alozi. Today I'm here to introduce Jocelyn Melendez, the class of 2022 valedictorian. Jocelyn has spent 4 years at Albany Leadership proving academic excellence and what that means. From the beginning of her high school career, Jocelyn was in honors classes in math, science, and ELA. She excelled in these courses and continued in honors classes while adding honors social studies to her schedule. Jocelyn will always be remembered as one of the brightest in the room and as someone who always tried to uplift others. Jocelyn represented the top scholars at Albany Leadership while dedicating some of her time outside of the classroom to help her community. Next year, she will be attending Howard University in Washington, D.C. Jocelyn has demonstrated the clear values and will continue to make her family proud in her future endeavors. Please welcome Albany Leadership's Class of 2022 valedictorian, Jocelyn Melendez.
Today marks the end of an era, the end of teen angst and drama, the beginning of the future for the greatest class to bless the halls of Albany Leadership. Now, my mom told me that I need to make my speech funny or she'll disown me. But I think she forgot that I have social anxiety. So bear with me because I'll probably need to be medically evacuated off stage. I'm going to start with a little story about myself, if y'all don't mind. Like many of our girls that we are celebrating here this evening, I strived to do my best. I wanted to prove to myself and the people around me that I was worth something. I'm gonna get a little serious now, fair warning. Growing up, and occasionally still, I felt like if I wasn't doing my best, that I would be a burden to the people I love. Therefore, academics became a very important part of my life because I knew that a good education would lead to a good career. I could make my family proud and eventually provide for my mother, who came all the way from Georgia to see me graduate. And who's struggled for so long to care for her kids mostly on her own. I want to make her proud and help her if I can because she is my rock and she deserves the world and more. I moved very often growing up, been to 5 different elementary schools and 6 different middle schools. Moved up and down the East Coast, Florida, Georgia, North Carolina. I had the opportunity to experience so many different ways of life and meet so many different types of people, and I truly cherish my experiences because they've made me who I am. But I didn't get the chance to form deep friendships outside of the bonds with like my siblings. I was a very isolated person, and I chalked it up to independence because, I don't know, I just felt like, but I never really left my bubble, and I was very emotionally unavailable. I often assumed that I wouldn't stay in any one place for long, so I didn't bother trying to deepen my relationships with my peers. But we moved back up to New York in 2017. I went to a few more different middle schools until we finally ended up in a little apartment in Albany. And in the September of 2018, I entered my freshman year at Albany Leadership Charter High School for Girls. I can easily say my freshman year was the most transformative year of my life. What I mean to say is there is such a special community at Albany Leadership. And I'm not saying this out of obligation. I really love the people here. And I found more of myself in this city, in this school, over the past 4 years than I have ever known about myself in my whole life. I found friendship, love, and loyalty in the connections I've made. And most of them are sitting in this theater. The people that I've met here have taught me the difference between independence and isolation, something that I couldn't identify for a long time, and I couldn't be more grateful. Those of you who know me well know I have the worst track record with my memory. I forget my school ID. I forget what I had for breakfast. Sometimes I forget my name, and it happens more often than you think. But there are some things I can never forget, though, moments. I remember displaying my art at the school's expo, my mother taking a picture of me, and selling a beautiful painting I'd worked on for 3 days to one of my favorite faculty members. I remember writing a letter to my future self along with my friends in Avid back in freshman year, clueless to the experiences that would bring me here today. I'll never forget to draw 2 cards when I make a mistake. I remember volunteering at the soup kitchen with my friends, facilitated by our dear Miss Anderson and Miss Williams back when they worked with the school, and seeing myself in the faces of the people I was serving, remembering the importance of giving to others through my personal experience with hunger and homelessness, and still continuing to bring change to the lives of others in a positive way. I remember opening up for the first time and following our Salutatorian, Michaela Davis, around. She was probably tired of me those first few weeks back in 9th grade, some lost nerdy kid that traveled behind her, when she herself was probably lost half the time. Well, at least we were lost together. I remember meeting 2 of my best friends. They changed my life, though they'll probably never understand how greatly. one who I'd consider a sister, and the other who I can't help but smile when I think of, neither ceasing to bring light to my life. I remember drawing and writing stories with my friends in Spanish, the smell and feel of Niagara Falls, Secret Santa during the pandemic, Among Us during remote online classes, and singing Hamilton for the full 3 hours one night in the dorms of Dewville. I think the most important thing that I learned in my 4 years at Albany Leadership isn't something I've learned in a book or been taught in a class. It's that you should never take for granted the moments you're given with the people you value. Things that seem like small moments can be the ones that affect you the most. Moments are what make life worthwhile in the end. Moments are your greatest memories. So treasure the moments you have while they last. And not to kill the sentimental note, but we've had it rough. The pandemic did not do well for productivity and mental health. We lost a lot of opportunities, a lot of memories that could have been made, and coming back after not leaving my bed for like 2 years, that was a lot of work. I'm sure everyone understands. We've also faced challenges as students that I never realized so heavily affected our own community before the pandemic. Racial and societal prejudices have come into greater light in our society over the past few years. My friends have experienced the negativity of people with only hateful things to say, especially my Muslim friends. Homophobia and transphobia are becoming commonplace when it should be met instead with more understanding and acceptance of others. Even in places we turn to find solace can become places affected by hate and ignorance. I believe it's important to recognize the flaws in the things you love, or you'll be blinded by it. Once you recognize a problem, you can find a way to solve it, but understanding the issue is the first step. I love this community, but we can always improve on it, on ourselves, learn from each other and our mistakes. I want our class, the class of 2022, to leave the school proud of ourselves and what we left behind, that we know we did something to leave it better than we found it, and give our underclassmen a chance to grow where we could not. I'm still learning to be proud of my accomplishments, but I can say with confidence that I'm proud that we made it, that we persevered through this whole pandemic and the long hours of quarantine, and that we can get on this stage and move on to bigger and better things. When I was a freshman, I knew what I wanted to do. I knew where I wanted to go. I had a whole 10-year plan for success, but obviously that didn't go anywhere. I'm not discouraged by that, though. I am proud to admit that I got accepted into Howard University with a $19,000 scholarship. Yeah. Thank you, yeah. I know my mom's gonna be happy about that, even if she disowns me tonight. Right? Anyways, I survived and I didn't pass out on stage, so I might as well close out the speech with a fantastic quote. As a wise old man once said, "Should the day ever come that we are not together, you will continue to shine like gold in my memories. No matter the struggles we face, I certainly will never forget you all, and I can only hope that I too will continue to shine like gold in your memories. Wherever you all go next, I wish you the best of luck. And even if I forget, you can always remember that we are Panthers." Thank you.
It gives me great pleasure to introduce this year's commencement speaker, Anzala B. Alozi. Anzala is a social impact strategist, change maker, and executive leader. Anzala is a recognized leader on women and girls empowerment, anti-violence against women, leadership development and diversity, equity, and inclusion. Anzala's expertise includes organizational development and management, strategic planning, DEI, culture, and systemic change, strategic partnerships, program development, and transformational leadership. She is a national speaker and trainer. Anzala Alozi is the executive director of the National Women of Color Network, Incorporation, a nonprofit organization dedicated to ending violence against all women by amplifying the voices and experiences of women of color. Through training, technical assistance, and capacity building, the network cultivates leadership opportunities for women of color. Anzala's prior experience includes executive director with the Capital District YMCA, Vice President of Girl Scouts of Northeastern New York, and has worked with prominent social change organizations such as the New York State Coalition Against Domestic Violence, where she led the New York State Domestic Violence Hotline, and the Empire Justice Center, serving immigrant survivors of violence with VAWA petitions. Anzala presents leadership development and empowerment training workshops across the nation. Anzala is also an equity consultant with the McLean Consulting Group and an adjunct professor with the New York State School Boards Association. She is a board member of Upper Hudson Planned Parenthood, member of the New York State Education Department's Working Group of Girls of Color, Key Bank Advisory Council, and a member of Chief. Anzala Alozi is a proud member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Inc. and Jack and Jill of America. Anzala is graduate of Albany Law School of Union University and Purchase College. Most importantly, Anzala is the mother to 4 beautiful children, Salhuddin, Aziz, Isan, and Saad. Please join me in welcoming Anzala B. Alozi.
Thank you. I'm not going to read all of that. Okay. Thank you, Michaela. Good evening. Wait. Class of 2022. Good evening. Oh, no. We need more energy in this room tonight. Give it up for the class of 2022. Okay, thank you. I was about to say, what are we doing here this evening? It is truly, truly, truly an honor to be with you this evening for so many reasons that I will get into. I'd like to first thank the Albany Leadership Administration, Ms. Cook, Dr. Jones, thank you for having me, Board of Trustees, and in particular, Carmen Serrano, for the invitation to be with you this evening and share a little bit. Class of 2022, I'm looking at all of you right now. We are here to celebrate you, the graduates of Albany Leadership Charter High School. We are here to celebrate the mighty achievements of the brilliant, strong, powerful, and determined young women of ALH. We are also here as a community to celebrate as a community with the understanding that when girls are educated and empowered and supported, everyone benefits. We all win. To all of the adults who have supported and encouraged these graduates, we say thank you, and we also honor you. Graduates, would you please join me in collectively saying thank you to the community that has showed up for you tonight. Let's say thank you. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. All right. Caretakers, guardians, and parents, let me take this moment to lift you up. As a mother of 4, I have one at Morehouse College, I have a high school senior, a high school sophomore, and a 7th grader. Please have your woosah moments right now. You deserve it. We know that it isn't always easy. But also in this moment right now, I want you to feel the joy in your heart because they did it. And they did it under the most challenging circumstances, circumstances that many of us as adults have never had to endure. They did it while enduring a global health pandemic, which completely transformed the way they learned and connected with others. They did it simultaneously while enduring relentless racial and social injustices all around them. They also did it while navigating the regular growing pains of growing into young adulthood. So again, parents, guardians, and caretakers, we celebrate you alongside your graduates. So as I thought about what I would share this evening with you, class of 2022, there was so much that came to mind, and today is a historic day. You're graduating from Albany Leadership High School. And I want you to know that it indeed is a historic day that will always be remembered between your commencement exercise tonight and this morning's national news that demonstrates your power. Make no mistake, this is about your power. So I'd like to take a moment to talk about how important, how special, and how incredible your graduation tonight is. Each of you, every single one of you, has a story that is uniquely your own. Each of you has had experiences, while they may be similar to others, those experiences are entirely your own. Some of them may be positive, while others may have been challenging. You have pushed through them all. You've pushed through every single one of them. So what I'm saying to you is that no matter what the impact of those experiences are, they have assisted you sitting here today. You are sitting here in completion of your studies at Albany Leadership. You are sitting here with accomplishment. You are sitting here in dignity and with high achievement. And you are also hopefully sitting here with the excitement and the anticipation of what's next for you on your journey. So my question to you, class of 2022, is, do you know how powerful you are? Do you know? If you do, I want you to always hold on to that. Don't ever forget it. Don't ever give it away, even in moments when you question it, because there may be moments when you do. Do you know how powerful you are? Let me remind you. Right now, this theater is filled with all of our future hopes. That is you. That is every single one of you. Look around you. Look at your classmates. Look at your fellow graduates right beside you. Each of you will go on and contribute something special to the world that we live in. And I need you to understand it. And I know it's going to sound like you probably heard this a million times, but I need you to understand that there are no limits to what you can achieve. There are no limits to your influence. Do you understand that the entire world looks to you, yes, you, for innovation, for solutions, for ideas, even when the whole world pretends not to? You know what I'm saying, parents? Okay. Please understand that there are no limits to your influence, from TikTok dances to fashion runways to airplane runways to boardrooms and everywhere in between. You are the ones we've been waiting for. You got that sauce. Yes. We desperately need you. We desperately need you. As Dr. Jones said a little earlier, we desperately need you. We need you to thrive. We need you to innovate. We need you to invent. We need you to question. We need you to lead. We need you to problem solve and transform this place into a better place for all of us. Look around you tonight. Look all around this theater. There is nothing but sheer magic in here tonight. Sheer magic. And we are living in a magical yet challenging time. And I use the word magical with specific intent and purpose. There is magic here tonight. There is magic in the halls of Albany Leadership Charter High School for Girls. I know. It is a special environment where you can show up and fully be yourselves, and those around you understand you. It's an environment where all elements of all of our cultures can be shared. Sometimes you might hear, and I've spent a lot of time in your buildings, you might hear, "Hey sis, get to class right now." Or other times you may be greeted with "Assalamu alaikum, rahmatullah, we better get to." Other times you hear "Wepa" in celebration, right? Okay. You can hear any of these things exclaimed at any point during the day. And when I tell you to be in an environment like this, it is a gift. And this gift has prepared you to show up with honor to whatever environment you might find yourselves in next. A few months ago, I was at your school for Women's Career Day. And on that day, and it just occurred to me as I was parking my car a little earlier, that on that day, Women's Career Day, it was a historic day as well. Do you all remember that day? On that same day, and as I sat in a classroom sharing my experiences and my career, the Honorable Ketanji Brown Jackson was being confirmed as the first Black woman to the United States Supreme Court. Yeah. That moment was shared with all of you. I recall all of the questions that you had and all of the insight that you had at that moment in time. It's pretty ironic that we are here this evening celebrating your commencement. I remember the discussion on how hard it must have been for Justice Jackson to go through that process. And the takeaways from that session was that we can in all of our magic, do hard things, and that more importantly, we are always enough. You are always enough, even when times are hard, and especially when you are doing the hard things. You are enough. This past May, I had the pleasure of attending Syracuse's graduation, and during the physics department reception, the department chair said that it was her job to make students comfortable with failure, because failure was such a big part of science. And I'm encouraging you all to think about trials, tribulation, and challenges a little differently. Let's, as we leave and embark on this new journey in life, let's think about it as attempts to achieve. And while she was talking, I thought to myself the absolute brilliance of that framework. Because yes, struggles and challenges and attempts to achieve are part of life. I want you to know that you are always affirmed in trying new things without the expectation of perfection or success on the first try. We've got you. We are encouraging you, and we need you to be explorers. We absolutely need you to be explorers in this next phase and journey of your lives. And I also know that from the moment you wake up So when you rest at night, you are receiving a million messages about your value, relentless messages. And I want you to know right here and right now that no matter what, you are always valuable, always. Not for any other reason, but just because you are. We have witnessed your resilience and ability to overcome all that was before you over the past 4 years. You are agile, you are highly adaptable, you are brilliantly curious, and you have emerged. I want each of you to know that you have shown up, and we see you, and we support you. So let me just close with another quick story. I was recently on a call with some other women leaders across the country, and when I say I mean the former First Lady Michelle Obama. I was so honored to be present and having a conversation about leadership, and to be honest, I couldn't even believe that I was in that room and space. And during this discussion, her specific charge to all of us was to stop playing small. And her exact words were, when you show up bold. Make bold choices, make bold decisions, and make bold changes wherever you can. Show up strong and with purpose. So that has stayed with me, and so I'm going to encourage each of you to ask yourself, what bold moves, choices, and changes can you make? We need you to make them. And I promise you, you will always amaze yourself time and time again. And even when it's hard, and especially when it's hard, please remember that what you will learn from the experience will become your superpower, and that you are always affirmed. We need you to be courageous. We need you to move, motivate, and inspire others. And I always share this when I'm talking to you all, is that every single movement in this country and beyond was started, fueled by, supported, and pushed forward by young women. Don't ever forget that. Every single movement, the women's movement, civil rights movement, every single movement was fueled by young women. Your determination, your grit, your vision, it's what we need right now. And so before I close, let me restate our commitment to you in the spirit and in witnesses of all of our community. We will protect your esteem at all cost. We will protect your dreams at all cost. We will protect your right to have autonomy over your minds and your bodies at all cost. We will protect your opportunities at all costs, and with your direction, we will support your creation of new opportunities. Please remember your power always. Walk in your power always. It is incredible to see the joy on your faces this evening, your pride and your excitement, and we can't wait to see what you will do next, because we know that one leader can change the world, and that one leader is you. So congratulations to each and every single one of you. Celebrate and honor yourselves, because we celebrate you. Please know that the best is yet to come, and we can't wait to see what you're going to do next. Thank you for having me this evening.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome again to our 2022 graduation ceremony. My name is Michelle Lewis, and this is my colleague, Dana Kamer. We are the school counselors here at Albany Leadership. Tonight, we have the pleasure of announcing the Senior Scholarship and Awards for 2022. Seniors, please stand when your name is called. We would like to begin by announcing the Albany Leadership Clear Awards. These awards are based on what our school represents and stands for as a whole. Each letter represents a quality in what we ask for all of our students to possess. Please stand when your name is called and remain standing until the last Clear Award is announced. The first letter is C. This award represents a student who has demonstrated college career readiness, not only in her academics, but also in her everyday life. This award is presented to Hanan Al-Harbi. The second letter is L. This award represents a student who has demonstrated leadership. This student has actively worked this year to develop an Albany leadership dance team and was an important member of the team as well as a coach. This award is presented to Janella Thompson. The third letter is E. This award represents a student who has demonstrated empowerment. This student demonstrated self-confidence and always communicated effectively. This award is presented to Miriam Halil. The fourth letter is A. This award represents a student who has demonstrated accountability. Although this student faced many challenges throughout the year, she demonstrated the ability to successfully overcome any obstacles that got in her way of graduating. This award is presented to Sakaria Shabazz. The last letter is R. This award represents a student who has demonstrated resolve and resiliency. This student worked through challenges throughout her time at Albany Leadership and always asked questions when she needed support. This award is presented to Giselle Carter. Congratulations, ladies. Please be seated. The next award we would like to present is the CASDA Scholars Recognition Award. This award is presented to a student who has demonstrated outstanding scholastic achievement as a student, as well as a community member. Please stand when your name is called. Elicia Exosi Ikuma Boutis. You may be seated. Next, we would like to announce the recipient of the Office of the New York State Comptroller Achievement Award. This student is receiving this award in recognition of their hard work, dedication, and success. Please stand when your name is called. Hanan Al-Harbi. Please be seated. The next award is the Triple C Award. This award is presented to a student who demonstrated character, courage, and commitment. Please stand when your name is called. Michaela Davis and Shauna K. Spence. You may be seated. The next award we would like to present is the New York State Academic Excellence Scholarship Award. These students have shown consistent drive and perseverance throughout their academic careers. Please stand when your name is called. Michaela Davis, Jocelyn Melendez, Ashley Severino Guzman. You may be seated. Next, we would like to announce the recipient of the Lynx Inc. Albany Chapter Scholarship. Here to present the award is Mrs. Andrea Ralph.
The Lynx Incorporated is an international non-for-profit corporation established in 1946. Our membership consists of more than 16,000 professional women of African descent in 292 chapters located in 41 states, the District of Columbia, the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, and the United Kingdom. It is one of the nation's oldest and largest volunteer service organization of extraordinary women who are committed to enriching, sustaining, and ensuring the culture and economic survival of African Americans and other persons of African descent. The cornerstone of our service is our 5 programming facets, one being Services to Youth, which I am the chair and represent today. The mission of Services to Youth is to empower Black and Latino youth to use their intellect and spirit of achievement to become successful and productive citizens. The Lynx Incorporated supports HBCUs and encourages minority youth to fulfill their potential. Today, we present a check of $500 to Jasmine Melendez as she please come up, please come up, please come up. Please come up, Jasmine, as she begins her road to Howard.
She said it is somebody take it. Awesome. We are so very proud of you and all your accomplishments, and this is just a small token, and we wish you much luck and success. God bless.
Our next scholarship we would like to present is the China Foreign Nursing Scholarship. This scholarship is being awarded to a student who is going to Russell Sage College for Nursing and exhibits the same energy and drive as China. This scholarship is awarded to Rachel Nicholson. You may be seated. We would now like to announce the recipients that have demonstrated college and career readiness in math, receiving a score of 80 or above on the Algebra 1 Regents exams. The recipients of this award will be receiving a scholarship from Albany Leadership. When your name is called, please stand. Destiny Davis, Michaela Davis, Sonnet Gill, Samaya Hillard, Aaliyah Ibarra, Tyara Inman, Coriana Lee, Jocelyn Melendez, Kamora Parsons, Nole Sakor, Sienna Townsend. We would now like to announce the recipients that have demonstrated college and career readiness in English language arts, receiving a score of 79 or above on the English language arts Regents exam. The recipients of this award will be receiving a scholarship from Albany Leadership. When your name is called, please stand. Sonnet Gill, Samaya Hillard, Halima Tusidia Hossein, Aaliyah Ibarra. Tyara Inman. Jocelyn Melendez. Andrea Rosales. And Lazaya Tremino Nelson. You may be seated. Congratulations to all of our award and scholarship recipients. We will now begin awarding the diplomas. Y'all ready? First row, please stand. Before we start calling the graduates, we just want to give a reminder to please keep the aisles clear so they can get to the stage. First up, we have Trinity Adams. Hanan El Harbi. Crystal Berrios. Giselle Carter. Mavaya Chandler. Marie Christian. Destiny Davis. Michaela Davis. Shanique Faulkner. Sonnet Gill. Yamari Green. Samaya Hillard. Halima Tusadia Hossein. Aliyah Ibarra. Alicia Egosi Ikuma Buituis. First row, please be seated. Second row, please stand up. Tyara Inman. Zamania Johnson. Vanessa Jordan. Miriam Halil. Rayana Cornegay.
Faith LaValle. Coriana Lee. Neve McCall. Jocelyn Melendez. Hiba Moffley. Aaliyah Mawson. Nazra Muhammad. Rachel Nicholson. Giselle Oliva. Elizabeth Pagan. Kimora Parsons. Yapasha Patterson. Sonori Ricketts. Second row, you may be seated. Third row, please stand up. Kaylana Riddick Rodriguez. Anaya Rogers. Andrea Rosales. Samantha Rosales. Nole Sakor. Ashley Severina Guzman. Zakaria Shabazz. Tashanti Shaw. Shauna K. Spence. Malak Talaba.
Janella Thompson. Sayana Townsend. Lazaya Trimino Nelson. Kyla Williams. Palwasha Zadron. And Fatima Zayden.
Should I have them sit? Have them sit or just like sit?
Third row, you may be seated. Now to close our ceremony, CEO Miss Karina Cook.
Oh, I just said it.
Class of 2022 graduates, please stand. Please now move your tassels from right to left. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor now to present to you the Albany Leadership Charter School for Girls 2022 graduates. Congratulations!